I am making a microwave mug breakfast. We're going to be making a lot of microwave meals today because I got a comment asking for it. So here you go, here's your microwave meals. Thank you for commenting. We are going to make a microwave mug biscuit. This is going to be a cheddar and sausage biscuit. The recipe that you'll see linked below is for bacon, but I didn't have any bacon ready. So we are just going to use what we have. So I'm going to start off with 1/4 of a cup of flour. It called for 4 tablespoons, but that is 1/4 of a cup. And then we're adding in 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And these recipes are all great for if you have all the ingredients, but you don't have an oven or time. Time's a big one. This is only going to take 45 seconds about to cook. This is some onion powder, and then we're going to add some baking powder. Let me double check that. Yep. So 1/2 teaspoon of each. I'm going to get that all mixed together. We also need 1/2 tablespoon of butter. And I'm going to press it in just like you would if you were making biscuits, because that's what we're making. Also, it's early in the morning. You know what, I think I'm going to use my hand. Now before we add the wet ingredient, which is milk, I want to add in the add-ins, which is 1 tablespoon of sausage and 1 tablespoon of cheese. Mine are heavy tablespoons. Alright, mix this up and then we will add in our wet ingredient. I make biscuits like this all the time, so if this turns out even half as good as the ones that I bake, this is going to be exciting. So I already have a couple tablespoons of water here. It's about 3.5 tablespoons of milk that we're looking for, and I am just going to use powdered milk. I do that a lot and it'll be just fine. I'm just going to throw a few, big heaping scoopfuls in there and mix it up. Clean as you go, right? All right, we're mostly cleaned up. Let's add our wet ingredient to our dry ingredient. And we'll give it a mix. All right, here's the consistency of this. You can tell it's a little bit more wet than typically a muffin would be. We're going to put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds. It doesn't look quite done, so I'm going to do that last 15 seconds to get us up to a minute. Okay, after about a minute, this is the texture that we're getting. So let's give it a try. All right, taste test to see what we think of this. Let it cool down a little bit. You guys, I'm extremely impressed with this. That's delicious. I've done a few other microwave meals, like a little microwave pizza, and what was the other thing? A little microwave like oatmeal cookie. And those were not great. This one is so good. You definitely need to try this. What I would suggest doing though is mixing all of your ingredients and just having this like a ready mix, so that all you have to do is add your milk. That would be great. And if you had powdered butter though, you'd have to have powdered butter to do that. Otherwise you have to add your butter too. But I think if you had just like a ready mix of this, put it in, add some milk, and if you have actual milk and you just pour a glob, mix it, throw it in, that would be great. This is so good. All right, on to the next. Okay, I did a whoopsie and I filmed this on the wrong setting and there's no audio. So we are making a tortilla stromboli, and I am just starting out by putting a tortilla down on the plate, and then you can fill your stromboli with anything that you want. I'm choosing ham and salami because that is what I have. Not ham and salami, ham and pepperoni because that's what I have. And so after a little bit trying to get that open, I decided we are going to put down 2 pieces of ham onto the tortilla,
And I'm putting ham on the tortilla first, all the meat, and then the cheese, because then the cheese will stick the tortilla together. Whereas if I put the cheese underneath the meat, then it would just stick the meat to the tortilla, and when you roll it, it would just come right apart. So on top of the ham, I am going to add 2 rows of pepperoni, followed by some cheese. And of course, the cheese kind of goes a little bit of everywhere, which is to be expected when you're pouring the way that I'm haphazardly pouring instead of sticking my hand in the dang bag. I'm going to spread this cheese out evenly because that will cause it to cook evenly. And then in the name of elevating our dish, because anytime you're making a microwave meal, we want to make it taste as good as possible, I am adding some garlic powder and Italian seasonings because these are just going to give it that pizza taste that we all love. And so here I am rolling it up, had a little decision on which side I wanted to roll it from, not that that matters. And I'm putting this seam side down and then sticking it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And this is it coming out of the microwave. We're cutting into it and it wasn't quite done yet. So I'm throwing it back in the microwave for another 15 to 30 seconds. It depends on how much your microwave heats up or how quickly. But back in the microwave these go, and then out they come, and this looks fantastic. I am so excited to give it a try.
All right, tortilla stromboli. This is delicious. So far I'm very impressed. We got 2 winners. On to the next. Okay, bonus tip for you here. Microwave meals don't have to mean you just throw stuff together. You could use freezer meals. I make freezer meals all the time. What I do is I just cook up a bunch of food and then I put it in here, or leftovers, I put it in here. All of these are microwave meals. So if you want a little bit more of a fancy microwave meal, use freezer meals. The last of the microwave meals is going to be mug nachos. I'm going to use a little bowl instead of a mug just so you can see through it. And I used to do this all the time when I was younger. I haven't done it in a long time, and the reason is I don't typically have Velveeta. You don't have to use Velveeta, but I just find that it tastes so much better when you do. So I am going to get a little chunk of Velveeta, and of course, you know, just make however much you want. And you can put anything in it. So I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of each because this is just like a snack and I feel like I don't want to spoil my dinner. But I'm also going to use this salsa that we jarred up, and I'm going to use it for the first time. So hopefully it turns out good. Smells good. I'm gonna do like 2 spoonfuls, and literally you could add anything in here that you want. You want to add jalapenos, add jalapenos. You want to add a little bit of ground beef that you already had cooked up, add that. If you want to add canned chicken, add that. Black beans, add that. Anything you want, add it in. We're gonna microwave it for just about probably 15 seconds, then stir, then 15 seconds, then stir until it is ready. Now, if you've ever had that Velveeta Rotel, that's basically this, but we just did it in a fraction of the time. And you know, in a perfect world, we'd be using tortilla chips, but I have these protein nacho cheese chips. I'm gonna use those because that's all I have. But my cheese chips will not mind being even more cheesy. That's so good. Oh, that salsa in there? That has a great flavor. Use any salsa you want. All right, I'm going to go sit down with my snack. If you could leave a comment down below, let me know what microwave meals you think are great. I'm kind of limited on the amount of microwave meals I have, aside from freezer meals being tons of them. But I'm really curious, what other microwave meals have you made, and which one should I make in another video? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. If you're looking for some quick snacks where I also did a few microwave meals, I will pop them up here. Microwave meals there were subpar, but the quick snacks, fantastic. And if you're interested in just some general quick cooking, I will link a video here. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.